Postseason baseball is underway. We're glad you're with us from Hurdle Field in Waverly tonight as the Decorah Vikings take on the Crestwood Cadets in a district semifinal game. My name is Darren Swenson. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Waverly Shellrock Charles City game in the district final on this field on Monday night. The Cadets come in with an 18-11 record, Decorah 17-14, and the Cadets took two of the three matchups between these two teams on the regular season. Sophomore right-hander Brandon Hogan going to the hill for Decorah, and he will face this Crestwood lineup. Austin McAllister in center field, Chase Lenhart at second base, Spencer Cuvalier at first base, Trey Pekanowski the shortstop, Jordan Vobis the catcher, Austin McConnell the pitcher, Clayton Olendike at third base, Quincy Andera in right field, and Christian China will be in left field. The umpires for this one, Scott Whitehill will work behind the plate, and Travis Pike will work the base paths. Brandon Hogan completing his warm-up tosses. He is 5-6 this season with a 2.29 ERA. Opponents hitting 178 against him, 70 and a third innings, 54 hits, 23 earned runs, 13 walks, and 57 strikeouts this season. Getting a little bit of an early start here today as Austin McAllister steps into the right-hand side of the batter's box. Brandon Hogan steps to the hill. Decorah in their home whites, and Crestwood in their visiting blues. Austin McAllister steps in, and a curve from Hogan is a strike as we get going at 4:56. No balls and one strike. McAllister has been on base 14 games in a row and all but one game this season. The 0-1 delivery is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. He is the conference leader in stolen bases with 32 and has an on-base percentage of .458 coming into this one. 1 ball, 1 strike from Hogan, and the 1-1 delivery just missed the outside edge. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Defensively for Decorah, Cole Minks, Gabe Varney, and Trevor Phillips left to right in the outfield. Ryan Thorsten at third, Dawson Meyer at short. At second, Cam Korsnes, and at first, Jake Marlowe. Pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's now 2-2 on McAllister. Ian Smith behind the plate, and Brandon Hogan on the hill. Hazy, comfortable night for baseball here in Waverly. The 2-2 is low and away, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes on McAllister with Chase Lenhart and Spencer Cuvalier to follow here in inning number 1. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter of the game. Hogan is ready in the 3-2 offering is a curveball taken for strike 3, and McAllister down on strikes to start the ball game. 1 down, nobody on. No score, top of the first. Chase Lenhart will stand in. Lenhart has a 9-game hitting streak, but struggled against Decorah this year. He was just 2 for 11 with 3 RBI. Hogan's first offering to him is a breaking ball that sails high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Cadets having an historic year baseball-wise. Their 18 wins, a school record. Their 11 conference wins, a school record. Swinging a foul back to the protective netting behind home plate. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike, and their third place finish in the Northeast Iowa Conference. Also a best ever finish in school history. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Hogan ready, and the pitch swung on and missed. Looked like an off-speed pitch. And Lenhart a bit out in front, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hogan gets the sign from Smith, and the 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball once again. Hogan strikes out the first 2 batters he faces, and Spencer Cuvalier will stand in. He's third in the conference in batting average, .377, second in on-base percentage at .560. Against Decorah this year, he was just 2 for 9, but did have 1 of his 2 home runs against the Vikings this year. A 3-run homer that hit off the top of the hitting cage in Decorah. Fastball up to Cuvalier. 1 ball, no strikes. Hogan started just 1 of the 3 games against the Cadets this year and had a loss. The pitch blown away. It's 2 balls, no strikes. He threw well, though. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks, and 4 strikeouts in that game. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Cuvalier, the 2-0. Breaking ball high. It's 3 balls, no strikes now on Cuvalier. Cadets coming in with a 5-game winning streak to this one. The 3-0 delivery, swinging a foul, right side out of play, so they green light Cuvalier on 3-0. And he fouls the pitch away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Gary Steffen coaching down the third baseline, and Justin Denner coaching the first baseline. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch outside corner for a strike as Hogan tries to climb the ladder back. It's 3-2. Of course, Denner coaching at Cresco and teaching over there. He was an alumnus of Waverly Shell Rock. The 3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Hogan strikes out the side here in the top of the first inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Crestwood nothing. Decorah coming to bat, and the Vikings will bat this way. Cam Korsness at second base. Gabe Varney in center field. Dawson Meyer at shortstop. Jake Marlowe at first base. Brandon Hogan is the pitcher. Ian Smith is the catcher. The right fielder, Trevor Phillips. The third baseman, Ryan Thorsten. And the left fielder, Cole Minks. And that lineup will face senior right-hander Austin McConnell. And he has had a very good year on the hill for the Cadets. 7-1, a 2.04 ERA. Opponents hitting just 189 against him. 55 innings, 37 hits, 16 earned runs, 17 walks, and 29 strikeouts. He'll have this defense behind him. Christian China in left, Austin McAllister in center, and Quincy Andera in right. Clayton Olendike at third, Trey Pekanowski at short, Chase Lenhart at second, Cuvalier at first, Jordan Vovis behind the plate, and Austin McConnell on the hill. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson from Hurdle Field on the campus of Wartburg College, the host of the 3A districts in our neck of the woods. Decorah taking on Crestwood in this game. Waverly Shell Rock and Charles City at 7 tonight. Winners will play Monday night at 7, and the winner of that one will advance to the sub-state at Independence on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Cam Korsness will lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. Vikes are the home team. Korsness just 0 for 1 against Crestwood this year. He does have a .470 on-base percentage, and he rolls one through the middle and a base hit. So Korsness attacks the first pitch and rolls one into center field and becomes the game's first base runner. Runner at first, nobody out, and Gabe Varney will be the batter. Varney ended up 5th in the conference in batting average. He was 2 for 11 with a double and 3 RBI against the Cadets this year. And the pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Correction, he was 5th in the conference in RBI with 28 this year. Varney was showing bunt. Olendike playing in on the green turf at third. Holding the runner on at first is Cuvalier. McConnell comes to a belly-high set, and the pitch low and in. Snap throw to first base, back to the bag. Diving is Korsness. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes on Gabe Varney. Two balls, no strikes the count. Varney in from the left-hand side of the plate. Korsness a 3-stride lead at first. A belly-high set from McConnell. Varney squares to bunt, and the pitch misses outside, so now it's 3 balls and no strikes, so a new series of signs from Coach O in the third base box. Olendike will still play in on the green turf at third. Average lead at first base by Korsness. McConnell comes set. Varney squares to bunt, and that one is in there for a strike. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count. Korsness reached on a single a moment ago, and Varney now with the 3-1 count against McConnell. The pause and the 3-1. Varney bunts foul up the third base side, so now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. But with that Korsness single, Decorah now has as many hits against McConnell as they did the last time they faced him, which was back on the 22nd of June in Decorah. McConnell threw a 1-hitter that night in a 6-1 Crestwood victory. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McConnell comes set, and the 3-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. So McConnell fell behind 3-0 and climbed the ladder back and got a strikeout. A runner at first, one down, and the batter is Dawson Meyer. Meyer swung it against Crestwood as well as any Viking hitter this year. He was 4 for 10 with an RBI. No score, bottom of the first, runner at first, and one down. First pitch to Meyer catches the outside corner, and it's taken for a strike. 0-1. Good crowd on hand here in the early going from both these schools. Go Hawk and Comet fans will be trickling in as time goes by. The pause by McConnell. And the 1-0 delivery, another curve and another strike taken by Meyer. And it's no balls and 2 strikes now. No signs of bunting in this at-bat from Dawson. 0-2 the count with a runner at first. 2 strides off the bag at first is Korsnes. McConnell comes set, and the 0-2 to Meyer is a fastball up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The opposite sub-state to this one is being played in Manchester tonight. Independence and Dubuque-Wahlert and Owine and West Delaware are the matchups there. 1-2 delivery to Meyer, swung on fly ball, right center field. Angling over is Andera. He lunges up and he makes the catch. Korsnes is going to hustle back to first, and there is 2 down. Meyer gave that one a ride. Andera able to catch it about 25 feet in front of the 360 sign in right center. 2 down and a runner at first, and the batter is Jake Marlowe. No score here in the first inning. Marlowe comes in with a 4-game hitting streak. He was 2 for 10 against the Cadets this year. McConnell pitched 17 of the 21 innings between these two teams, or 14 of the 21 innings, I should say, as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. McConnell's numbers against Decorah: 2-0, 14 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not too bad. 1-0 delivery to Marlowe, smacked into center field, past the lunging Lenhart and into center for a base hit. Korsnes puts the brakes on at second, first and second, with 2 down here in the inning for Decorah. Marlowe with the single, Korsnes moves to second. One thing that's been lacking as of late for Decorah is that timely hit. Brandon Hogan will try to end that trend. He does come in with a 9-game hitting streak, and he's been on base in 12 consecutive games. He was 2 for 8 against Cadet pitching this year. First and second, 2 down. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Pitch to Brannon, a curveball that just missed the outside edge. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. But an early good sign for Decorah. McConnell only gave up 5 hits in 14 innings against Decorah on the regular season. He's given up 2 here in the first inning. McConnell with the 1-0 delivery. Ground ball toward short. Pekanowski will field, and he'll throw the short way to second, and Lenhart to force Marlowe and retire the side in the first inning. 2 hits and 2 runners left. We are 1 inning complete. It is Decorah nothing and Crestwood nothing. Craig Pekanowski looks at the first one inside from Hogan. 1 ball, no strikes, no score as we start the second inning, and a curveball catches the outside edge to the right-hand hitting Pekanowski, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan Vovis and Austin McConnell will follow here in the inning. 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul, right side out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Trey Pekanowski. Hogan was able to strike out the side in the first inning. Brannon, a case in point that the win-loss record doesn't affect the quality, or doesn't reflect the quality of the pitcher. Multi-hopper to second, and Korsnes, he'll pick it up and throw to first base, and Pekanowski, and there's 1 down here in the second inning. 1 down, nobody on. Jordan Vovis, the batter. No score here in the second. Because you look at the win-loss record for Hogan, 5-6, and it doesn't stand out, but a 2.29 ERA and an opponent's batting average against of 178 are both impressive numbers, as Jordan Vovis Looks at the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Vovis 2 for 10 against Decorah this year, but he does come into this one with a 5-game hitting streak. 1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0 delivery. Swinging a fly ball into right. Coming in is Phillips. Out is the second baseman, Korsness. Korsness waiting a long ways, or a long time. He will make the catch. 2 down here in the inning. With more clouds in the sky, that one could have brought rain. So Korsness takes care of the first 2 batters here in the second inning. And the batter is Austin McConnell. Pitcher against pitcher matchup here in the second. No score. Decorah and Crestwood in a district semifinal here in Decorah, or in Waverly. As the pitch, a curve for a strike, 0-1. McConnell has been on base 7 games in a row with the stick against Decorah. He was 2 for 7, but reached base 5 of the 10 times he was up as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike count. Right-hander against right-hander. Hogan ready, and the 1-1 delivery. A defensive swing and a foul ball towards the first base Crestwood dugout. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. Scoreless game here in the second. Hogan trying to retire his 6th consecutive batter. The sign from Smith, the kick, the deal from Hogan, and the 1-2. A foul ball. Pretty good job of protecting that time by McConnell. It was good curveball on the outer half. And McConnell forces another pitch from Hogan. 1 and 2 with 2 down. Hogan ready in the 1-2, a fastball up. So now the deuce is wild in the pitcher against pitcher matchup. Slight breeze blowing in today, but just enough to make it that much more comfortable for the spectators. The 2-2, swinging a foul straight back into the protective netting behind home plate. Here at Wartburg, they did away with the backstop fence a few years ago, and they have netting from the third base dugout over to the first base dugout to provide the safety for the fans. The 2-2 ground ball towards third. Charging there on the second half is Thorsten. He'll throw across the diamond. Marlowe keeps his foot on the bag. Yeah, and now they're going to say he's safe. Travis Pike made no call initially. McConnell got back to the bag, and they're going to call him safe there, as McConnell will get a courtesy runner, Colton Wiley, at first base. So we got to give Thorsten an error on that play. The throw went across the diamond. It was there in plenty of time. The throw was off the mark. I thought for a second that Marlowe kept his foot on the bag, but he might have touched the orange bag, which is assigned to the runner, as compared to the white bag, which is assigned to the defender. So an extra out here in the inning, and a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit off the bat of Clayton Olendike. So once again, Decorah giving teams extra outs, and you're not going to find a lot of success if you do that consistently. And the Cadets trying to take advantage here in the second. First and second with 2 down, and the batter is Quincy Andera. Hogan's first offering in there for a strike to Andera. He was 2 for 9 with 2 RBIs against the Vikings this year. An error and a single have opened the door for the Cadets. Ground ball right side and through for a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Wiley. The throw from Phillips is up the line. A 2-out RBI single for Andera, and a 1-0 lead for Crestwood. Andera, a single to right. Wiley scores the run. Decorah gives the team 4 outs in an inning, and they take advantage of it. An all too often familiar scenario this year. First and third with 2 down and 1 in, and Christian China will be the batter in the first pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. China's been on base 9 games in a row. Become a regular in the early part of the season. The right-hand hitting sophomore outfielder for the Cadets. The 1-0 delivery swung on a fly ball towards right field. After it is Trevor Phillips. He has to leap at the last second, but he does make the catch to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Cadets leading 1-0. Bottom of the second inning, Cadets find themselves leading 1-0, scoring an unearned run in the top of the second. It'll be Ian Smith, Trevor Phillips, and Ryan Thorsten, hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the Viking lineup against Austin McConnell, trying to win for the 3rd time against the Vikings this year. Ian Smith takes a strike, 0-1. Smith, 4 for 6 with an RBI against the Cadets this year. No balls, 1 strike, and the next pitch well high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Vikings commit an error with 2 outs, and that opens the door for the Cadet rally in the second inning. Vikings averaging 2.54 errors per game this year. The 1-1 drops low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike on the right-hand hitting Smith. And 30% of the runs that Decorah has given up this year have been unearned runs. The 2-1 delivery, swinging a foul, right side out of play. Cuvalier will take a peek, but it lands amongst the spectators sitting in the lawn chairs beyond the first base Crestwood dugout. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for Crestwood. By comparison, this Cadet team that ended up 18-11 this year, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, ground ball towards second, picked up there by Lenhart, and he'll throw on to first base to retire Smith, and 1 down here in the second inning. 1 down, nobody on. The batter is Trevor Phillips. Phillips has not had a good year offensively, but he's swinging it well as of late. He's got a 5-game hit streak, and he is 6 for 14 in that stretch. 1-0 Cadets here in the bottom of the second inning. McConnell delivers, and the first pitch, fastball outside edge for a strike, 0-1. We mentioned Decorah's numbers when it comes to errors per game and percentage of unearned runs. The Cadets, 1.79 errors per game, probably a little more than you want, but nonetheless better than Decorah, and only 17% of their runs they've given up have been unearned runs. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 with 1 down. 1-0 Cadets, bottom of the second. The 1-1 delivery, ground ball right side and through. It's being picked up by Andera. He's going to throw to first base, but not in time. Phillips gets a 1-out single here in the second inning. So Trevor now with the 6-game hit streak. 1 on, 1 out for Ryan Thorsten. Thorsten ended up 4th in the conference in batting average with .375 on the season. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 11 games. He has 1 hit and 6 trips and an RBI against the Cadets this year. First pitch swung on, ground ball towards short. Pekanowski goes to Andera for the first out, and a throw to first base is in time, a 6-4-3 double play. And the side is out here in the second inning. 1 hit, nobody left. We are 2 innings complete. It is Decorah trailing Crestwood 1-0. 1-0 Crestwood as we go to the third inning. Austin McAllister, Chase Lenhart, and Spencer Cuvalier, the top third of the lineup for the Cadets, as they lead at 1-0. Vikes out hitting them 3-1, but out erroring them as well, 1-0. McAllister struck out looking and takes the first pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. That was back in the first inning, and a line drive caught in the air at short by Dawson Meyer. 1 down in the inning. Good job by Dawson. He went ahead and made the throw to first base because his job isn't to umpire. His job is to play. And just in case the umpires called that a trap at short, he made the throw to first base. McAllister actually beat the throw, but the umpires ruled it a catch in the air. So there's one down here in the third inning, and Chase Lenhart will be the batter. Hogan starts him with a strike on the outside edge. No balls, one strike. 1-0 Cadets here in the top of the third inning. You may ask, with the Cadets having a better record, why is Decorah the home team? The 0-1 swung on fly ball left field. Angling over is Cole Minks in deep left center. He will make a two-handed head-high grab for the second out of the inning. 1-0 Cadets here in the third. The reason is the seeding through July 1st was done on a point system where you got 4 points against a 4A school for a victory, 3 against a 3A school, 2 against a 2A, and 1 against a 1A. And on a point system, Decorah had more points at that point than Crestwood as Cuvalier swings and misses at a curve, 0-1. What helped Decorah from a seeding standpoint more than anything was wins over Waterloo West, 2 of them, and a win over Mason City. The 0-1 delivery, breaking ball low and away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Cuvalier. 1-0 Cadets, a 2-out run in the second inning. The RBI single by Quincy Andera brings home an unearned run. The 1-1 delivery, fly ball right field. Coming in is Phillips, and that one's going to end up over his head. It's going to be 4 hops and to the fence. Cuvalier hits second. He's going to head towards third. Phillips misses the cutoff man. Cuvalier will stop at third. A hanger on 1-1, and Cuvalier gets himself a triple. That is the second triple of the year for Cuvalier, the third hit of the game for the Cadets, and the batter is Trey Pekanowski. Runner at third, 2 down, top of the third inning, 1-0 Cadets. Pekanowski grounded to second in the second inning, 0 for 1. Pitch swung on, fouled straight back and out of play. It is no balls and 1 strike. Cuvalier off the bag at third. Hogan working out of the stretch. Curveball swung on, fouled back. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Pekanowski. 1-0 Crestwood. Here in the top of the third inning. Hogan comes to a set. And the 0-2 delivery well outside. Backhand stop made by Ian Smith. And boy, if he doesn't backhand that ball, Cuvalier's got a chance to score. There is a brick background beneath the netting here, and it does play some interesting caroms behind the plate, but nice stop by Smith, and a curveball swung on and missed as Smith will dig it out of the turf and throw to first base to officially record the putout to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. We're 2.5 innings complete. It is Decorah trailing Crestwood 1-0. Cole Minks hits one into the gap in left center field, and he's going to slide at second with a double on the first pitch of inning number 3. So Minks leads off with a double to left center, and for the second time in 3 frames, the Vikings get their leadoff runner on. Extra base hits have been few and far between for Decorah this year. That's the 3rd one of the season, and a curveball from McConnell doesn't curve, and it hits Korsnes in the upper part of the left arm. So Korsnes on base for the 2nd time. He had a base hit to left in the 1st inning. So Minks at 2nd, Korsnes at 1st, and Varney will be the batter. Struck out swinging in the 1st, 0 for 1. A 1-0 lead for Crestwood here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the Vikes out hitting the Cadets 4-3. Varney squares to bunt and looks at the pitch outside from McConnell. 1 ball, no strikes. The interesting thing is here in 2+ innings, the Vikes have 4 hits against McConnell. They had 5 in 14 innings against him in the regular season. McConnell comes set. Varney squares to bunt, does so up the third base side. McConnell will look at third. He'll throw to first base, and it's a low throw, but it's scooped out of the turf well by Lenhard. And there's one away here in the inning. McConnell to Lenhard, or 1-4 on the sacrifice, and now Dawson Meyer with an opportunity. He flew out deep to right in the first inning, 0 for 1. Cadets leading 1-0. But the Vikes have him second and third with one down in the bottom of the third inning. McConnell will work out of the stretch. McConnell delivers, and the first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. Upcoming will be pitch number 31 for McConnell thus far. Hogan, by comparison, has thrown 47 through 3 innings. 1-0 delivery to Meyer, swinging a foul right side, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Dawson Meyer. Cadets got their run in the second inning, an unearned run and an RBI single with 2 outs by Quincy and Decorah. The pause and the 1-1. Meyer ducks out of the way of it. Has a breaking ball, sails high and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Off of third, Minks. Off of second is Korsnes. McConnell comes set in the 2-1 delivery. Ground ball towards third. Past the third baseman. Olendyke into left field for a base hit. Stopping at third is Korsnes. An RBI single for Meyer, and we are tied at 1. Meyer with a base hit down the left field line to score Minks to even the ball game. Meyer with RBI number 15 this season, his second against the Cadets. First and third, 1 down. Jake Marlowe will stand in. He singled the center back in the first, 1 for 1. So the Vikes have evened the game here in the bottom half of the third inning. Meyer the runner at first. Korsnes the runner at third. Meyer takes off. Marlowe swings one and hammers one deep down the left field line, but foul. No balls and 1 strike. He got a hanger on the first pitch and hit it out of the yard, but nowhere close to in play. No balls, 1 strike to count on Jake. Korsnes away from third. Meyer away from first. McConnell looks in for the side from Vovis. Comes set at the belly. Meyer takes off again. The pitch outside. The throw down to second base. Not in time. Korsnes down the line from third. He will score. Vikes execute the double steal. It's 2-1 Decorah. Meyer in with a headfirst slide at second base. Pekanowski caught it kind of casually out there. Korsnes took off as the throw went through, and Decorah takes a 2-1 lead. It's 1-1 now on Marlowe with another batter in scoring position as the fastball goes up. It is 2 balls, 1 strike on Marlowe. So the Vikes, the first team to get a crooked number on the board here in the bottom of the third. The 2-1 delivery, swinging a foul. Right side and out of play, so we're 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jake Marlowe. Decorah again is the home team by virtue of being the 2 seed in this district. Crestwood was the 3 seed, Charles City the 4, and Waverly Shell Rock the 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, and the 2-2 delivery. Reaching for the curveball and fouling it off right side and out of play is Jake Marlowe. Good job of protecting there for Jake. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count, and all of a sudden, Scott Whitehill, the home plate umpire, is out of baseballs. Kind of a crucial element to the game. The balls that have been fouled off have not been retrieved in as of this time. But now a Waverly Shell Rock player hands a couple of balls to Justin Denner, who throws one to Austin McConnell, and he throws one to his catcher, Jordan Vovis, who hands the ball to Scott Whitehill, and we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 1 down here in the inning. A 2-1 lead for Decorah. An RBI single by Dawson Meyer and a double steal. Korsnes stealing home on the back end of it. 2-2 to Marlowe. Swing and a miss at a curveball down and away. Second strikeout for McConnell. 2 down in the inning, and the batter is Brandon Hogan. Hogan will try to help his own cause, and now Trevor Phillips retrieves a couple of baseballs and hands them back to Scott Whitehill as well. So we should have an adequate supply, at least for the time being. Hogan hit into a force play to end the first 0 for 1. First pitch well outside from McConnell. 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes trying for win number 18. Cadets trying for win number 19. That was after a 15-18 campaign a year ago for Decorah. The pause, the 1-0 delivery is inside for 2 balls and no strikes to count on Hogan. Meyer away from second. The pause, the 2-0 in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Meyer some strides away from second. Lenhart plays cat and mouse with him back there from his second base position. The 2-1 is up and away. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Hogan. .43rd pitch coming up for McConnell. 3-1 delivery inside corner at the letters for a strike, and now we're 3 balls and 2 strikes on Hogan. McConnell rode him in on the fastball. So now it's 3-2, a 2 down. Meyer off of second. A 2-1 lead for Decorah, bottom of the third. Pitch swung on, smacked into left field, and a base hit. Meyer rounding third, coming to the plate. The throw from China is in time. The tag applied by Vovis, and that's that for the inning. Hogan with a single to left. Meyer thrown out on 1 hop from China to Vovis, or 7-3. 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are 3 innings complete. It is Decorah 2 and Crestwood 1. Hogan throws outside to Jordan Vovis to start things here in the 4th inning. The 1-0 delivery outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. Hogan getting ready to throw his 50th pitch of the game. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. He hasn't walked anybody, and he has struck out 4 thus far. The 1-1 delivery. Here's a chopper over the head of Hogan. Charging at short is Meyer. He'll pick it up. He'll throw to first base, and the throw is wild. Vovis makes the turn, and he'll head to second without a play. We'll give Vovis an infield hit, and Meyer's error will allow him to reach second base. And Vovis will get a courtesy runner now. Out at second base will be Shane Vacati. And the batter will be Austin McConnell. So Decorah with 2 errors thus far in the ball game. McConnell reached on an error. His courtesy runner scored back in the second. It's a 2-1 lead for Decorah here in the top of the 4th inning. The pitch by Hogan is a fastball up. It is 1 ball, no strikes. 4th matchup between these 2 teams. Crestwood this season, the Cadets have won the 2 of the first 3 as Hogan throws outside. 2 balls, no strikes. They apparently missed on the scheduled flyover today. The 2-0 in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. I say that tongue-in-cheek because the Waverly Airport is near this facility. Just had a plane fly over the field. Sure, they had a majestic view. The 2-1 down towards the mound. It's caught there by Hogan in the air. He throws behind the runner at second, not in time. It was a looping liner. It was to the right of the mound as we look at it. Hogan caught it in the air, turning through to second base. Vacati got back to the bag diving. Runner at second, 1 down, and Clayton Olendyke, the batter, a curveball is fouled back to the screen. 2-1 Decorah here in the top of the 4th. Olendyke single to center back in the second, 0 for 1. Or 1 for 1. 3 hits for the Cadets, 5 for Decorah. Decorah leading the error column 2-0, but they lead the stat that counts as well to this point by a 2-1 margin. 0-1 delivery. Caught the corner outside edge with the fastball, and it's 0-2. Hogan already with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Hogan to a pause, 2 looks at second. The 0-2 is low and in the turf. And Smith can't find the ball, heading to third. And in there with a head-first slide is Wiley. Or Vacati, I should say. Smith was able to stop the ball initially. He looked around and couldn't find the ball. Heads up by Vacati at third base to take that extra 90 feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. A 2-1 lead for Decorah, but the Cadets threatening here in the top of the 4th. The pause and the 1-2 delivery. A curveball swung on, fouled away, right side out of play. So we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-1 Decorah here in the top of the 4th. Vikes are the home team. Hogan comes set. 1-2 delivery. Sails outside. The snag behind home plate to the right of home plate by Smith. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. The 2-2 delivery swung on and a ground ball toward short. Meyer will pick it up and throw on to first base to retire Olendyke, but Vacati will score to tie the ball game. So 2 down, base is empty for Quincy Andera, who had the 2-out RBI single in inning number 2, which at the time gave the Cadets a 1-0 lead. We're even at 2 now with the RBI ground out by Olendyke. A curve for a strike, 0-1. Olendyke now with 22 RBI on the season. The 0-1 from Hogan, low and in the turf, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the thing about a turf infield as compared to a dirt infield, it takes away the broadcaster cliches. Got to say in the turf instead of in the dirt. 1-1, sliced down the right field side and foul, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one just over the head of first base coach Justin Denner. 1-2 with 2 down. Cadets a run in the second, a run here in the 4th. That was after a 2 spot in the 3rd inning by Decorah. Hogan working out of the windup with the bases empty. 1-2 with 2 down. Smith gives him the sign and the target, and the 1-2 from Hogan sails up. And now we're 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both these pitchers have had to work a lot here early on. Hogan getting ready to throw pitch number 65 already. The 2-2 curveball grounded towards third. Playing the long hop is Thorsten. He'll throw across the diamond, and the throw is off target. And Andera will reach on the E5. 3rd error for Decorah. They are above their per-game average on the season. 2-2 the score, and the batter is Christian China. China flew out to right to end the second, 0 for 1. The pause, the pitch, swung on and missed. Snap throw to first base, back to the bag diving is Andera. No balls and 1 strike to count. The pause, the 0-1, swung on fly ball towards right field, right at Trevor Phillips. He's there, he makes a one-handed head-high snag to retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, helped out by 2 Decorah errors and 1 runner left on base. Halfway this district semifinal, it is Crestwood 2 and Decorah 2. Bottom of the 4th inning we go. It's a 2-2 game. Between Decorah and Crestwood. Vikes with 6 hits, Crestwood with 4. Vikes with 3 errors, Crestwood with none. Ian Smith swings the first one, fouls it back to the protective netting. on the first base side. No balls and 1 strike. Smith grounded to second, his first time up, 0 for 1. A 2-2 game as we play the bottom half of the 4th inning. Austin McConnell will throw pitch number 50 right here, and Smith swings and misses at a curveball down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. Cadets coming in with a 5-game winning streak. They had a 6-game winning streak earlier this year. The 0-2 delivery, breaking ball low and away. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. I looked back on quick stats. They have the results since 2011. The longest winning streak prior to that 6-game winning streak for Crestwood baseball was a 4-game streak as pitch goes high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ian Smith. 2-2 the count with nobody on, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it's a 2-2 game, Decorah and Crestwood. McConnell wheels and deals, and the 2-2 is a curveball that missed low. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 the count. McConnell gets the sign from Vovis, and the 3-2 delivery sliced foul right side out of play. So a long at bat as Ian Smith continues to battle. Smith, a tough customer to strike out. He's only done it twice this year. Down the right field line, and it's a fair ball to the right field side as Smith makes the turn at first base, but stays put right there. And the Vikes have their 7th hit of the game. And Bryce Hosting will become Smith's courtesy runner at first base. So Decorah has had base runners in every inning. Trevor Phillips had a single to right in the 2nd inning, 1 for 1. Everybody except Thorsten and Varney has been on base now for Decorah. 2-2 game here in the bottom of the 4th. Phillips squares the bunt and bunts it back foul and to the screen, or to the protective netting behind home plate. No balls and 1 strike. Phillips with a series of signs from Coach Olenczak. Decent lead at first base by Bryce Hosting. The pause. Phillips bunts, does so up the third base side and foul once again. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Thorsten waiting his turn on deck. Hosting away from first. The pause, the 0-2 delivery. Swinging a foul at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Phillips. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're tied at 2. Hosting. 3 strides off the bag at first. A belly high sit for McConnell in the pitch. Ground ball right back to McConnell. He'll go to second base, but throw it into center field. Cadets make their first error of the evening. A ball that arguably could have been 2. Ends up an E1, so the Vikes have him first and second with nobody out. McConnell with the error. And that was a hard hit ball back to McConnell. There seemed, in fairness to McConnell, to be a little confusion between Pekanowski and Lenhard on who was covering the bag, and McConnell might have tossed that ball before he knew who was covering. Here's a bunt right in front of the plate. Vovis, the catcher, fields, throws on to first base with Lenhard covering. Sacrifice complete, 2-4. So now runners at second and third with 1 down. And a good opportunity for Cole Minks. He had a double to left and scored a run back in the 3rd. 2-2 the score as we play the bottom half of the 4th inning. 7 hits for Decorah, 4 hits for Crestwood. 3 errors for Decorah, 1 for Crestwood. Righty-righty matchup, pitch to Minksy. Swinging a foul right side, and that one will reach the spectators, in fact, over the spectators and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Minksy's had himself a very nice season. .500 on-base percentage, 5th in the conference in batting average at .368. He's been on base in 12 straight games and 29 of the 32 games. As the hanger goes high, it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Minks. Cadets playing up at the corners, back up the middle. They'll trade the out for the run if the ball is hit to short or second. They'll come home with it if it's hit to third or first. 1 ball, 1 strike. McConnell working out of the stretch. The 1-1 ground ball left side picked up by Olendijk at third. He'll throw to first base to retire Minks, but Hosting scores to put the Vikings back on top by a 3-2 margin. So Minks with the RBI ground out to score Hosting. Phillips moves up to third on the play, and Cameron Korsnes hopes for a 2-out RBI here. Cam has been on base twice. Single to left in the first inning, hit by a pitch, and scored in the third. Phillips at third, 2 down, 3-2 Decorah here in the fourth as the pitch goes outside from McConnell. 1 ball, no strikes. That'll be an unearned run. The Vikes have scored 3 against McConnell in 4 innings here. In the regular season, they scored 2 against him in 14 innings. The pitch, ground ball up the middle. Backhand stop made at second by Leinhardt. Throws to first base, and a one-hop throw is scooped out well by Cuvalier to retire the side. But the Vikings score 1 on 1 hit, helped out by 1 error and 1 left. We head to the top of the 5th inning. It is Decorah leading 3-2. 5th inning we go. It's a 3-2 lead for Decorah. Top of the order for the Cadets is Austin McAllister. Bunch right in front of the plate. Hogan will field. He'll throw to first base. McAllister retired for the 3rd time tonight. So McAllister, who previously struck out looking in the first and lined to short in the 3rd, retired trying to bunt his way on. 1 down, nobody on, and Chase Lenhard will be the batter. Chase struck out swinging in the first inning and flew out to left in the 3rd. A curveball, a check swing, and the ball goes low. No check down to first base, apparently not. 1 ball, no strikes. Hogan's given up 4 hits. Both the runs he's given up have been unearned. The 1-0 delivery outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1 on the right-hand hitting Lenhart. One and 1 the count. Hogan ready. And the 1-1 is low and in the turf. It's 2 balls and 1 strike on Lenhart. Winner of this one gets the winner of Waverly, Shellrock, and Charles City in the district final on Monday night. 2-1. Swinging a pop-up into right field. Korsnes, the second baseman, out onto the outfield grass. He will make the catch. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Hogan has not had a 1-2-3 inning since the first. 2 down, nobody on. Spencer Cuvalier struck out swinging in the first and tripled to right in the 3rd. A 3-2 lead for Decorah. They retook the lead on an RBI ground out by Minks to score a Hosting in the bottom of the 4th. Cuvalier looks at a strike, 0-1. Cuvalier, 2 home runs on the season. 1 came against Ian Smith of Decorah. 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the right hand hitting Cuvalier. 1-1 delivery. Swinging a fly ball. Right field angling towards the line and foul. Ground is Trevor Phillips. He can't quite get there as it lands foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cuvalier, young man, rest of the league will have to deal with another year. He's a junior. And that triple in the 3rd inning continued his streak of getting on base. He's been on base 15 games in a row. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down here in the 5th. 3-2 lead for Decorah. And the pitch is up high from Hogan. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 from Hogan to Cuvalier, and the pitch Swinging a pop-up on the infield. Hogan appears to be under it near the pitcher's mound. He makes the catch to retire the sign for the first time since the first inning. The Decorah defense has a 1-2-3 defensive inning. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Stretch time in Waverly. It's 3-2 Decorah. Varney hits a roller towards second. Stop made there by Lenhart, but he can't pick it up and throw to first base, so Varney will get a infield hit to start things here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So now 8 of the 9 men in the Decorah lineup have reached base tonight. A runner at first with nobody out for Dawson Meyer. A 3-2 lead for Decorah, bottom of the fifth inning. McConnell comes set. Meyer squares to bunt and pushes up the first base side foul. It is no balls and 1 strike. Meyer flew out deep to right in the first inning and had an RBI single to left in the third. Crestwood took a lead on a 2-out RBI single by Decorah in the second inning to make it 1-0 as Meyer takes a curveball inside as he was squaring to bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikes got 2 in the third inning. An RBI single by Meyer and an execution of a double steal in which Korsness stole home on the backside of it. Cadets got the run back in the fourth inning as the pitch goes high. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Meyer. An RBI ground out by Olendijk scored Shane Bacati. And Decorah got that run back in the bottom of the fourth inning. RBI ground out by Minks scored Bryce Hosting. 3-2 Decorah. 2-1, and the pitch bunted nice right in front of the plate. Bovis will take a soft toss to first base, and a lazy attempt trying to catch it by Cuvalier was unsuccessful. It was a poor throw by Bovis. And it's going to be a sacrifice and an E2, second error of the night on the Cadets. First and second, nobody out. Vikes with a golden opportunity to get some breathing room, and Jake Marlowe will stand in. He singled to center in the first, struck out swinging in the third. He squares to bunt here and does so right in front of the plate, and it rolls foul into the right-hand batter's box. No balls and 1 strike. As Bovis wisely let that one roll foul. Of course, anything with topspin is probably eventually going to get there on a turf field as compared to having a little more chance of staying in play on a dirt infield. Olendijk is back at third. Cuvalier up at first. The ball's 1 strike. Marlowe shows bunt again. 0-1 delivery is outside from McConnell. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. McConnell, a young man with 7 of Crestwood's 18 wins this year, so if he gets into trouble, who knows what would happen after that. 1-1 as Marlowe squares to bunt, does so right in front of the plate. It's fielded there by McConnell. He'll throw to first base and Lenhart, and that's a 1-4 sacrifice. And Gary Steffen, I think, is going to argue that Marlowe impeded the way of the catcher Bovis, but that argument is a short-lived one with Scott Whitehill. 1-4 on the sacrifice, and runners at second and third for Brandon Hogan. Hit into a force play in the first, single to left in the third, 1 for 2. 3-2 Decorah, second and third, 1 out, bottom of the fifth. McConnell working out of the stretch. And the pitch to Hogan, low and in the turf. It skips away from Bovis to his right, but not enough to allow Varney to risk it. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Vikes with an opportunity to get some breathing room. Neither team. And that's a balk. Or they're going to intentionally walk Hogan. Actually, they're going to put Hogan on with first base open. And, of course, in high school baseball, you can just say, hey, we're putting him on, and you don't have to make the tosses. And now Ian Smith with a great opportunity. And before Hogan has a chance to stay at first base, Andrew Benelli will go in and get his courtesy at first base. Varney third, Meyer second, Benelli first, and Ian Smith grounded to second in the second inning and singled to right and scored in the fourth inning. It was actually his courtesy runner Bryce Hosting that scored. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDC Decorah and KDC.com. Here's Smith hitting a fly ball towards right field. Backing up is Andera. He makes the catch. Varney coming to the plate. The throw to the plate is not in time. A sacrifice fly for Ian Smith and a 4-2 lead for Decorah. Other runners stay put as Varney scores on the sacrifice fly, and for the first time tonight, either team has a multiple run lead. Ian Smith with RBI number 14 of the season. And his second against the Cadets. First and second, 2 down for Trevor Phillips. He's been on base twice. And the pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Phillips singled to right in the second inning. Reached on an error in the fourth inning. McConnell comes set. And the 0-1 delivery, ground ball towards short. Pekanowski will field. He'll go the short way to second to force Spinelli and retire the side. Vikes add 1 to their total. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left. We are 5 innings complete. Decorah leads it by a 4-2 margin. Three, 4-2 Decorah as we start the top of the 6th inning. Decorah, the home team. Crestwood, the visiting team in this district semifinal. Trey Pekanowski takes a curve inside. 1 ball, no strikes. He grounded to second in the second and struck out swinging in the fourth. Cadets being held to 4 hits against Hogan. Ground ball towards left on a base hit. Pekanowski reaches to start things here in the 6th inning. The 5th hit off of Hogan. And the batter will be Jordan Volvis. 4-2 Decorah. They've scored, the Vikings have scored in the last 3 frames, 2 in the 3rd inning, 1 in the 4th inning, and 1 in the 5th inning. Jordan Volvis will be the batter. He popped to second in the 2nd and singled, and his courtesy runner scored in the 4th inning and moved to first base. Will send Pekanowski back to the bag. Pekanowski's now been on base 8 games in a row. He's 3 for 3 in the steal column this year. First pitch from Hogan to Volvis is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Hogan right now at 80 pitches. The pause, the 1-0. Swung on, fly ball, left field. Retreating is Cole Minks. He's in deep left center field and makes a 2-handed head-high grab about 15 to 20 feet in front of the fence. And about 30 feet to the left of the 360 sign in left center field. 1 down here in the innings. Volvis gave it a ride, but got a touch under it. 1 down, 1 on, and the batter is Austin McConnell. Reached on an error and scored in the 2nd, line back to the pitcher in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2. Decorah leading 4-2, top half of the 6th inning. Hogan comes set, and the first offering is curveball hit towards third, and it ends up a foul ball, curving just to the left of the bag up the third base side. We do see that John Will Jenkins, along with backup catcher Jace Johnson, they're both heading down to the Decorah bullpen down the left field line. Hogan, we mentioned, at 81 pitches right now. And move to first base. They had him leaning, and it's a pickoff. Pekanowski picked off of first base. It wasn't even a stellar move from Hogan, but Pekanowski totally fooled, and there's 2 down here in the inning. Two down, 0-1 on McConnell, and Hogan back to the windup. The 0-1 delivery, a curveball sails outside for 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count, and Hogan delivers. Pitch just missed, blown away. It is 2 balls and 1 strike to count. 4-2 Decorah with the lead, and the 2-1 from Hogan. Swinging a pop-up. Foul territory behind home plate. Ian Smith is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. So an easy inning for Decorah. Hogan retires the Cadets on only 8 pitches, 1 hit, and nobody left. Bottom of the 6th, Vikes will look for some insurance, leading 4-2. 4-2 Decorah as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikes trailed 1-0 after 2. Got 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cadets got 1 back in the 4th to tie it up at 2 in the 4th, but Decorah's gotten 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th to take a 4-2 lead. Ryan Thorsten starts things here in inning number 6, and he loops one out into shallow left, and it's dropped out there by Pekanowski, who was trying to time his leap, but it ended up hitting him in the noggin. So an E6 will allow Thorsten to reach, and now all 9 men in the Decorah order have reached base at least once. Runner at first, nobody out, 4-2 the lead for Decorah, and each team has committed 3 errors now. Cole Minks doubled and scored in the 3rd, an RBI ground out in the 4th. He squares to bunt, takes the pitch, high snap, throw to first base, back to the bag, diving, barely is Thorsten. Thorsten dove back to the bag, and from this angle it looked like he was perhaps a little short of the bag, but apparently he got in there. He did so in the mind of base umpire Travis Pike, and he's judge and jury. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 85th pitch coming up for McConnell. The pause, Mink squares to bunt, takes the pitch outside, another snap throw to first base, this time Thorsten back to the bag diving, or standing, I should say. Two and 0, runner at first, nobody out. McConnell comes set. Mink squares to bunt, takes the pitch outside once again. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes. Decorah has had base runners in every inning. They have 8 hits. The Cadets only with 5. The pause and the 3-0. Cole takes it high and tight for ball 4. And now Gary Steffen will come out of the first base dugout and have a conversation with McConnell, and it looks like perhaps McConnell is going to be done. He'll be done 3 times through the order. Decorah leading 4-2 with runners at first and second with nobody out here in the 6th. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. Cam Korsnes will bat against Quincy Andera, who moves from right field to pitcher. We'll tell you about the other changes here in a moment. Korsnes bunts up the third base side. Vovis is going to throw to third and get the lead runner. Thorsten retired at third on the fielder's choice. Good play by Vovis, seeing the whole play and making the easy decision to force out Thorsten. And Dara moves from right field to pitcher. Colton Wiley moves into left, and Christian China moves over to right. First and second now with 1 down for Gabe Varney. A 4-2 lead for Decorah here in the 6th. And the pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. So McConnell goes 5+. Gives up 8 hits, 4 runs, and 2 of them earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Pitch out of the zone, 2-0 now on Gabe Varney. And Dara, 2-4, a 4.40 ERA this year. Decorah had 8 hits against him in 4 innings. The pitch in there for a strike outside edge to the left-hand hitting Varney. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Gave up 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and a no decision. And Derek comes set in the 2-1 delivery. Smack towards first, caught there by Cuvalier, and he beats Korsnes back to the bag for a double play. Cuvalier caught it running towards first base, and Korsnes wasn't too far off the bag, and on the double play, the inning is over. A hard hit ball, but nothing out of it. 1 hit error, 1 left. Vikes will try to close it out next. They lead it 4-2. Decorah here in the district semifinal. Vikes trying to get back to a district final for the first time in a couple of years. They have 3 outs to go. They have the bottom third of the order to face. Brandon Hogan has thrown 85 pitches, given up 5 hits, 2 unearned runs. No walks and 4 strikeouts. He has retired 9 men in a row. In fact, of the last 12 batters, only an error, the blemish. And a ground ball off the bat of Olendyke, fielded at second by Korsness. He'll throw to first base. Olendyke retired 4-3, one down here in the 7th inning. One down, nobody on. And the batter is Quincy Andera. Single to right to knock in a run in the 3rd inning, and Andera reached on an error in the 4th inning. 4-2 Decorah. Vice took the lead for good in the bottom of the 4th inning as the pitch goes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on a Minks ground out, and a sacrifice fly by Ian Smith added an insurance run in the 5th. 1-0 in there for a strike. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, and Hogan's delivery. Fly ball, right center field. Angling over is Trevor Phillips. He makes a two-handed head-high grab in deep right center, and that's the 2nd out here in the 7th inning. So 2 down and nobody on, and the last hope is Christian China for the Cadets. China has flown out twice to Phillips. Once in the 2nd, once in the 4th. Hogan's delivery. Outside corner for a strike, nothing in 1. I took that back. There was a single in that stretch in the 6th inning, but a double play erased it, or a pickoff erased it. Ground ball towards 3rd and foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes on Christian China. 4-8-3 for Decorah. 2-5-3 for Crestwood. No balls, 2 strikes. Hogan kicks and deals, and the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and that's a Viking victory. Brandon Hogan gets his 5th strikeout to end things as Decorah moves on to the district final with a 4-2 win over Crestwood. 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, and 7 left for Decorah. 2 runs, 5 hits. 3 errors and 4 left for Crestwood. Brandon Hogan, the winning pitcher. He is now 6-6 on the season. Austin McConnell, the losing pitcher. He is now 7-2. So the Vikes move on at 18-14. And the best season in Crestwood history comes to a close at 18-12. So the Vikes will face the winner of the game to come, Waverly Shellrock and Charles City in the district final here in Waverly on Monday night. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you, that's right, you the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Vike fans, we know you enjoyed the outcome. Vikings win by a 4-2 margin. We'll be with you for the district final on Monday night as Decorah will take on either Waverly Shellrock or Charles City, and our coverage will begin at approximately 6:50. So, for the moral support of Brody Borman and Josh Bildy, I'm Darren Swenson saying so long from Waverly. Vikes on to the district final with a 4-2 win over the Crestwood Cadets. It's a great day to be alive. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again Monday night. Have a great weekend, everybody.